look a little dirty. It's a little dirty. I always leave this tremolo bar in this position. I never put it back because it loses it gets loose and it'll fall away on me while I'm playing. I like to have it so where it's not going to fall down while I'm playing. I can move it out of the way a little bit, but it won't fall, just start swinging loosely. All right, over here. I'll come back to these. These are my amps this is the amp I'm using. It's called a Gretsch Executive. It's actually made by a Chicago amp builder, Victoria Amplifiers out of Chicago. It's rated at 20 watts. He told me it's actually about 17. But it's very efficient 17 watts. Anyway, I turn up my volume all the way up to 10, trebles all the way up to 10, because I use my rhythm pickup mainly. And only on a few songs will I switch it to the treble pickup. So I roll off some of that's all the bass I've got is there. That's only in the mid-range, about there. Reverb's almost off. The tremolo and the intensity for rockabilly guys, the reverb and the tremolo are really important, but I get those now out of my pedals. I used to never use many pedals, if at all, but now I have a pedal board. But the bulk of my sound comes out of having this amp turned all the way up. And so anyway, us rockabilly guys, really all we need is an amp and a delay pedal to get slap back delay. About 160 milliseconds, one slap. But anyway, so, okay, let's start at the beginning. You saw the guitar, and I'll come back to this in a second. Here's the guitar goes into this volume pedal. And that can give me a couple of different effects, and I can turn that back when I'm tuning. And but it helps me get a steel guitar kind of sound. Then here's my pedal board. Really, as a rockabilly guy, all I need is this one. This is you could use any type of slap back. It's a delay pedal, but that's the kind I'm using now, Strymon. And then this Strymon provides my reverb and tremolo that would be on a Fender amp. But the reason I don't use those anymore from the amp is because I have to fly out so much. I get put with an amp that may not have the reverb and tremolo built in, like my Fender amps or these Gretsches that I use now. I really love Fender amps, Fender Super Reverbs, but they're too loud. Anyway, then this is the boost pedal that on solos I'll hit this thing, and I use that now. I never had one until just the last few years. I never had a pedal board, just had a delay pedal into the amp mainly, but then I added the volume pedal eventually, and then I started adding of course I needed a tuner. That helps, especially with the Bigsby. You have to stay in tune a lot. Then this pedal over here, I use this on one or two songs for more of an overdriven metal type sound, or I might use one of the stages of this I guess it's a Keeley Tone Workstation, but I might use another section of this just to kind of, if I have to fly out and I have just an amp that's just completely clean, I can try to get something with this, but let me tell you, it's not near as good as just having my amp cranked up. So anyway, this gives me a slap back delay for my voice. So that's a vocal effect. TC Helicon. This elevator's just a boost pedal, radial. I don't think they make them anymore. You can still get them. The Strymon, a couple of Strymon things. Okay, so anyway, it goes into the pedal, into this, and then another one goes to the tuner. And my voice goes to this. Okay, so when it comes back to the amp, I have it turned up to 10. And sometimes that's too loud. So I carry this baffle. I had other ones that looked like this. I have this one made for me, but I'll put this thing right in front of the amp, like that, and it really cuts the sound back. And if I want to turn up, or if I'm not loud enough, instead of turning up, I just go over here, because I can't do that because I'm on 10 already. I just go move that with my foot. I just kind of move that out of the way, and there you go. That's enough. Last night I moved it with my foot, and it was too loud. So I came back in the middle of the show and kind of put it back a little bit like that. Anyway, not many other guitar players use a baffle like I use them. Anyway, yeah, the bulk of my tone comes from a Fender style amplifier. So you can get a Fender Deluxe, Fender Super Reverb. These are a little different. They got a little bit more high end and a little bit more low end. It's got one 15-inch speaker. But the guy, Victoria Amps, he's a real genius. His name is Brian. And he's the guy that built these amps for Gretsch. Anyway, that's it.
I want to leave a happy memory when I go. I want to leave something to let the whole world know. The rock and roll daddy is done past all.